Hello guys and welcome to another video on DJ Vlogs. Now today I'm going to be reviewing Now Dance the 80s on standard CD and 3LP red vinyl. So first of all I'll review the standard CD, then of course we'll have a look at the vinyl. So this here is the standard CD. I will of course have a look at the artwork first. We do of course have the main title there, Now Dance the 80s. Each letter has a background behind it with a different colour, which I do think looks really nice. And of course we have that like a yellow triangle behind it, which is really nice. We of course have a red background to either side here. We of course have the outline of people dancing, and here we have just a few of the artists that feature on the album. So when you open up the album and have a look inside, we of course have an advertisement for Now 80s Dance Floor. Now that's what I call 12-inch 80s remixed, Now 90s Dance Floor, and of course Now Boogie Nights Disco Classics, which are all available now. And I have in fact reviewed these albums. If you would like to have a look at my review of any of these albums, you can do that. Will be on the Now Review playlist on this channel. So now let's have a look at the disc artwork. So this here is CD1. I absolutely love this. I think it looks really nice. We of course have Now Dance the 80s, of course in the same fonts on the front cover, which looks really nice. For the background we have a red background with the outline again of someone dancing like we have on the cover, which is really nice. And just to the side there it says CD1. Moving on to CD2, again very similar theme. Of course still have the title at the top. This time we of course have a blue disc with the outline of someone dancing again, and just to the side here it says CD2. And here is CD3, again very similar to those last two discs. Still of course have the title at the top there, Now Dance the 80s. Again we still have the outline of someone dancing, this time with a green background, and just to the side there it says CD3. And moving on to CD4, this of course here is CD4, again very similar to those last three discs. Still have the title at the top in the same font. This time we have a yellow background, and of course still have the outline of somebody dancing there, and just to the side it says CD4. So now let's have a look at the track list. So of course we have the full track list on the back here, so we have CD1, CD2, CD3 and of course CD4. And when you open up the album and have a look inside, this of course is where disc 1 will be. We have the full track list there for disc 1. Turn it around, you've got the full track list there for disc 2 and so on. So with CD1 we have 12 songs, with CD2 we have 12 songs, with CD3 we have 12 songs, and again on CD4 we also have 12 songs, of course making up that 48 song track list. So starting off with CD1 we have Easy Lover by Philip Bailey and Phil Collins. We've got Some Like It Hot by The Power Station, Would I Lie to You by Eurythmics, Kiss Me by Stephen Tintin Duffy, Imagination by Belarus Some, Theme from Shaft by Eddie and the Soul Bands, Settle Down by Lilo Thomas, Should Have Known Better by TC Curtis, Spend the Night by Cool Notes, Hanging on a String by Loose Ends, Do What You Do by Dwayne Stewart, and ending CD1 we have Move Closer by Phyllis Nelson. If we move on to CD2, with CD2 we start off with Solid by Ashford and Simpson. We've got Rhythm of the Night by DeBarge, Can't Wait Another Minute by 5 Star, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent by Gwen Goswell, Who's Zooming Who by Aretha Franklin, Breaking Away by Jackie Graham, Fun Up to the Bumper by Grace Jones, You Are My All in All by Joyce Sims, Midas Touch by Midnight Star, All Mine by Cashflow, Rumours by Time X Social, and ending CD2 we have I Want to Wake Up With You by Boris Gardner. If we move on to CD3, with CD3 we start off with Don't Leave Me This Way by the Communards, We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off by Dwayne Stewart, Hit That Perfect Beat by Bronski Beat, So Macho by Sanita, Holiday Rap by MC Micah G, Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel by Tavaz, I Can Prove It by Phil Ferron and Galaxy, Don't Waste My Time by Paul Hardcastle, She Drives Me Crazy by Fine Young Cannibals, Just Keep Rocking by Double Trouble, Funky Cold Medina by Tone Loc, and ending CD3 we have Joy and Pain by Maze and Frankie Beverly. If we move on to CD4, with CD4 we start off with Buffalo's Dance by Nen Cherry, we've got My Prerogative by Bobby Brown, Ain't Nobody Better by Inner City, Got to Keep On by Cookie Crew, Who's in the House by the Beatmasters, It Is Time to Get Funky by D-Mob and LRS, Straight Out by Paul Abdul, Got to Get You Back by Kim Mazel, Where Is All the Love Gone by Yaz, People Hold On by Colcut and Lisa Stansfield, Musical Freedom, Free at Last by Adiva and Paul Simpson, and ending CD4 and ending the album we have Keep On Moving by Soul to Soul and Karen Wheeler. So that there was the track list. I absolutely love it. There's so many incredible songs on that track list. So now let's have a look at Now Dance the 80s on 3LP vinyl. So this of course is the cover artwork, again it's very similar to that CD, ever so slightly different. We of course have the outline of 4 people dancing at the top, so rather than having the title at the top of the artwork of course is in the middle, which I think is really nice. Again each letter has a different colour behind it like we did on that front cover, which is really nice. And just at the bottom here we have just a few of those artists that feature on this album. So now let's have a look at the LP disc artwork. So this here is LP1 side A. I'll only show you one of these because they're all pretty much the same. We of course have the logo at the top there, Now Dance the 80s. We have a red background there, and of course at the bottom there it says LP1 side A. And we have this lovely bright red vinyl, which I think looks really nice. I absolutely love it. As of course I did say I'll only be showing you one of these because they're all very similar. I'm pretty sure the only difference from each LP is the fact that of course that background there changes from red to blue, then of course green as well. But I really do like this. I think it looks absolutely amazing. So now let's have a look at the track list for the vinyl. So the track list for the vinyl is of course on the back here. So we have LP1 side A and LP1 side B, LP2 side A and LP2 side B, and then LP3 side A and LP3 side B. With LP1 side A A we have 5 songs, and with LP1 side B we also have 5 songs. With LP2 side A we have 4 songs, and with LP2 side B we have 4, and with LP3 side A we have 4 songs, and with LP3 side B we also again have 4 songs, of course making up that 26 song track list. Starting off with LP1 side A we have Easy Lover by Philip Bailey and Phil Collins, we've got Some Like It Hot by The Power Station, Would I Lie to You by Rhythmics, Kiss Me by Stephen Tintin Duffy, and ending LP1 side A we have Imagination by Belarus Samba. And if we move on to LP1 side B, we start off with Solo by Ashford and Simpson, we've got Spend the Night by Cool Notes, Hanging on a String by Loose Ends, We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off by Jermaine Stewart, and ending LP1 side B we have Breaking Away by Jackie Graham. If we move on to LP2 side A, we have Ain't Nothing Going On by The Rent by Gwen Guthrie, we've got Who's Zooming Who by Aretha Franklin, Pull Up to the Bumper by Grace Jones, and ending LP2 side A we have You Are My All in All by Joyce Sims. If we move on to LP2 side A, we start off with Don't Leave Me This Way by The Communards, we've got Hit That Perfect Beat by Bronski Beat, Can't Wait Another Minute by 5 Star, and ending LP2 side B we have Join Pain by Maze and Frankie Beverly. If we move on to LP3 side A, we start off with My Prerogative by Bobby Brown, we've got Buffalo Stance by Nana Cherry, Who's in the House by the Beatmasters, and ending LP3 side A we have People Hold On by Cole Cut and Lisa Stansfield. And finally, if we move on to LP3 side B, we start off with She Drives Me Crazy by Fine Young Cannibals, we've got Straight Up by Paula Abdul, Ain't Nobody Better by Inner City, and ending LP3 side B and ending the album we have Keep On Moving by Soul to Soul and Karen Wheeler. So that was the tracklist for the vinyl. Again, I absolutely love the tracklist for the vinyl. Of course, the tracklist for the vinyl has less songs than the CD because they can't fit the same amount of songs on the vinyl as they could, of course, on the CD. And of course, you may have noticed this album features a lot less songs than normal. These, of course, are all the extended 12-inch versions, so these songs will be much longer than the versions that we normally have on Now albums. So even though a lot of these songs may have been on previous Now albums, also all the 12-inch extended versions, so these will be much longer, hence why they can't, of course, fit as many songs on these albums as they can normally. But I still think they've done a really good job with the album. I absolutely love it. I think it looks absolutely incredible. So of course, if you would like to get yourself a copy of the album, you can do. There'll be links in the description down below if you'd like to go and get yourself a copy of the album. You can of course get yourself a copy from Amazon, HMV's website, and of course Now Music's online store. And of course you also have got supermarkets and HMV stores. Supermarkets will most likely only be selling that standard CD, but they might be selling the vinyl, and even for that standard CD it'll only be supermarkets that store stock CDs. That's not all of them do, so I definitely recommend you check all the supermarkets. So that is it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to give it a massive thumbs up. It'd be much appreciated if you do. Also make sure you subscribe and enable notifications to be notified every time I release a new video, and make sure to follow my Instagram, my Twitter and my Snapchat. They'll be just aside right there, and links to my social medias will be in the description down below, and make sure to follow up on all of them. And guys, I'll see you soon for another YouTube video.